Hey guys, Allie with TitB, and today we're taking a look at the Verizon iPhone 4 compared to the AT&T iPhone 4. And we're just going to do a general comparison here, main differences between software and hardware. First we'll look at hardware. The first thing you're going to notice is the Verizon variant, which I have here on the left, and the AT&T variant on the right. The antenna breaks are different. So on the Verizon variant, you've got a break up at the top that you don't have on the AT&T version. Both of them have the breaks on the bottom. No really cosmetic differences on the bottom. And then on the top, the AT&T variant has a break on the top where the Verizon variant does not. On the other side, same thing. Verizon version has a break. AT&T version does not. And this has a lot to do with the fact that CDMA technology, the antenna band's different, so Apple designed that a little bit different than the AT&T variant, which is understandable. Hardware-wise, those are going to be your only real differences externally. Internally, obviously, you're going to have a different chipset running Verizon because it's on GSM or CDMA as opposed to AT&T, which is on GSM, which is what all the other carriers that carry this phone currently are on as well. Let's pop into settings here and look at some software differences. You're going to see on my AT&T iPhone that I do not have a personal hotspot option. This is something that is in iOS 4.2.6. It's something that AT&T has announced that they're going to do, but it's not available yet. So Verizon phones will have this built in. I subscribe to hotspot, so I can simply toggle this on the Verizon version. I can choose to use Bluetooth, so it'll prompt you to turn it on, or you can do just Wi-Fi or USB. You can set a Wi-Fi password for that, and it'll also explain to you how you're going to be able to use Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Another thing I've noticed here, people have been saying that the attenuation is worse on the Verizon variant than the AT&T version. I do have a microcell at home, but I have it turned off. So you can see that right now, I have full signal strength with the AT&T iPhone 4. With the Verizon variant, I've been holding it in my hand and my finger has been covering this portion. It's dropped to nothing and the little circle of death. Now it's showing Verizon 3G when I let off that, and the bars will slowly creep back up. I'm not really getting this issue as bad on AT&T. I'm holding that right now. If I hold it, I've done this at home a couple times, the bars will start to drop slowly, but they go up a lot quicker than they do on the Verizon variant, and this is an issue that I've seen. I've now tried this in 3 different cities, all within about 30 miles from here in different directions, and we've had issues on both. So as you can see, the AT&T one did start to drop with my hand covering that now, but it went back up. Overall, there's not too many software differences. The hardware is going to be your main difference. On the back, one thing you'll notice here is the fact that the AT&T variant here on the right, or right here, you've got these FCC and all these little different markings. Verizon version does not have that. Not quite sure why, but it doesn't. Other than that, most of the functions are going to be the same. Verizon, if you want to go in and search for Verizon specific apps, I just searched for Verizon. And for existing Verizon customers that are transferring from another phone, you can use Contact Transfer. You can download that for free in the App Store. Same exact setup for all of these apps as the AT&T variant. So if you're coming from that, you're going to feel right at home. Same settings as AT&T variant. So again, you're going to feel perfectly comfortable with any of those. Everything in here is the same. Now let's take a look at, people have been talking about the bumpers. And as you can see here, if I line these phones up exactly, you can tell that the Verizon volume switch is about 2 millimeters lower than the AT&T volume switch. And that's because of that break in the antenna band. So if we look at the bumpers, here's the traditional bumper that shipped with the original iPhone 4. This is my AT&T iPhone 4 bumper. Here's the Verizon one I purchased today. They bumped that volume switch down a little bit and made it a little wider so it's universal for both. And you can see the volume buttons are just about even on there. It seems like the switch is the real difference. So this version, if you buy one of the newer ones, and Apple employees will be able to tell you if they're the newer ones, will work with either the Verizon or AT&T variant, while this one will only work with the AT&T variant. One last thing I want to show you. As far as syncing your Verizon iPhone, pop into iTunes right here. Same process as you're going to have with an AT&T iPhone or any other iDevice for that matter. You're going to plug it in. iTunes is going to bring it up, and as you can see here, as I have a wireless hotspot on, it's already trying to find that on my MacBook. So it works pretty well. It picks up very quickly. It will simply sync the phone just like it does on your AT&T variant. No differences there whatsoever. So if you've used an iPod Touch or an iPad, you're going to be completely comfortable with this process. Overall, that's about the main differences, and stay tuned. We will look at some other differences and some feature sets in some other articles. Thanks, guys.